tracks. Bravely we proven our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Good morning. Barely. Oh, I can't. I started this 3 minutes early. Wasn't even looking at the time. I'm just kind of moving along, doing my thing. That's all right. I could probably talk enough to fill up a little time, huh? Yeah. Probably could. After this, I'm going to be making a phone call. I'm going to be talking with the vice president of the Faces of Fentanyl. And we're going to bring you, we're going to start bringing you information on fentanyl. And we're going to help however we can. We're not going to become a fentanyl business ourselves. Well, yeah, we're going to be in the business of selling fentanyl. Because we need to get into some truths of some things. Like I saw just a few days ago, there was this thing that there was enough fentanyl in the United States to kill everyone. Okay. That's a lot. They're not going to make that much product to just... It doesn't, in a business world, that doesn't match at all, okay? And drug dealers are business people. So, we're already going through it, but they're lying to us. So, all right. I'm going to wait till that 3-minute mark.
The great music has been...
I got up to, okay, there it is. And today we're talking about guarding against a slip. I am going to be reading out of the big book on page 70. This originally came from As Bill Sees It, which is a lot of his writings, letters, grapevine, excerpts from the big book, things like that. I really enjoy that book, but let's do some introductions. And first of all, because nobody's here yet, I'm going to make sure that my audio is working. It is. Okay. I should probably check that first, but I didn't. Welcome to Daily Trudge. My name is Dion, and I will be your host today. If you're here, please say hello, whether watching the live or the rewatch. And if you feel like this video can help somebody else, please share it. Yeah. So, I cannot wait for our website to be done. Things will be so much smoother. So, but we're going to have to tolerate it for now. We do have a new podcast out on Dragonflower Recovery. Somehow I got it onto my page, but it won't let me share it anywhere else because it says that it goes against community standards. So I'll try a different way to put it out. I know how I'll do it. I know how I will do it. Okay. All right. So we're going to go to page 70. The end of how it works. That's always good. Hey. Okay. I was just trying to figure out where to start from here. and they're talking about, and let's go ahead and cover it. Kitten, I just talked to you about this. Come here. Come here.
I'm Bastion. I'm a brat.
I've tortured them since they were kittens, so. No, you may not have that. He loves toilet paper. Hi, Amber. That was a really fun meeting, and I needed it. All right, so, I've always found it funny that the sex inventory is on page 69. Little AA humor. That's it. But we are going to talk about sex here. We reviewed our own conduct over the years past. Where had we been selfish, dishonest, or inconsiderate? Whom had we hurt? Did we unjustifiably arouse jealousy, suspicion, or bitterness? Where were we at fault? What should have we done instead? We got this all down in paper and looked at it. I was all of those things. I didn't know how to have a good relationship. I didn't. The thought of commitment, I acted like I was okay with it, but I was not. I'd been married twice before, and I was not looking at getting married again. No. And then, love of my life came back in my life, and I married her. She's the only person that when I think about being with her the rest of my life, it doesn't bother me. That's a good thing for me. So, I abused sex a lot because alcohol, raises your, I want to say potency. I don't do well on this topic, so I'm doing the best that I can. More than anything, I abused it, and I correlated sex with alcohol for a long time. And to this day, I still have intimacy issues. Okay? So, in this way, we tried to shape a sane and sound ideal for our future sex life. We subjected each relation to this test. Was it selfish or not? Always. It was always selfish. I either needed a place to sleep or I need more money to get alcohol. Okay? Girls aren't the only ones that sleep with people for a place to live. We ask God to mold our ideals and help us live up to them. We remembered always that our sex powers were God-given and therefore good, neither to be used lightly or selfishly, nor to be despised and loathed. Whatever our ideals turn out to be, we must be willing to grow towards it. We must be willing to make amends where we have done harm, provided that we do not bring about still more harm in doing so. In other words, we treat sex like we would any other problem. In meditation, we ask God what we should do about each specific matter. The right answer will come if we want it. This was a tough one for me because as far as amends go, and I'm willing to make the amends, but I had hurt these people so bad, they had moved on. If they were in another relationship, I did not reach out. No. Okay. Actually, there was one where I did reach out, and I still owe her a financial amends. She's been a friend for a long, long time, and we dated for a little while. But she's secure. You know what I mean? It won't affect her. In fact, we were dating, this guy came over. She fucking sat in his lap, crawled all over. I'm like, you don't even do that with me. You love that man over there. You know that. And that's actually why I broke up with her. I'm like, you're not with the right person. I had other reasons. All right. God alone can judge our sex situation. Counsel with persons is often desirable. We let God be the final judge. We realize that some people are as fanatical about sex as others are loose. We avoid hysterical thinking or advice. Okay. I'm gonna skip the rest. No, because this covers a lot of stuff here. This covers a lot of stuff. Good morning. Several people joined. Good day. Suppose we fall short of the chosen ideal and stumble. Does that mean we are going to get drunk? Some people tell us so, but this is only the half truth. No, I'm going to tell you no. That's not my experience anyway. Man, I cannot sit on the floor. All right, I got a bony butt. Much better. If we are sorry for what we have done and have an honest desire to let God take us to better things, we believe we will be forgiven and we will have learned our lesson. If we are not sorry and our conduct continues to harm others, we are quite sure to drink. We are not theorizing. These are facts. These are facts out of our experience, and that's going to be true with anything, not just a sex inventory. If you're not willing to do certain things, then you will not get to the place where you need to be able to solve them. To sum up about sex, we earnestly pray for the right ideal, for guidance in each questionable situation, for sanity and for some strength to do the right thing. If sex is very troublesome, we throw ourselves the harder into helping others. We think of their needs and work for them. This takes us out of ourselves. It quiets the imperious urge when to yield would mean heartache. So I understand what they're saying. There, okay? But I feel like that's avoidance. Okay? I had to get better at being able to talk to my wife about sex. Okay? And I'm a lot more comfortable with it now. But yeah, we had to have those conversations. There's no avoiding it. But what they're saying is if it's become very troublesome for you and you can't work around it right now, then go help another alcoholic, because that is much better than going out and drinking. If we have been thorough about our personal inventory, we have written down a lot. We have listed and analyzed our resentments. We have begun to comprehend their futility and their fatality. We have commenced to see their terrible destructiveness. We have begun to learn tolerance, patience, and goodwill towards all men, even our enemies, for we look on them as sick people. We have listed the people we have hurt by our conduct and willing to straighten out the past if we can. Right? So, yes, I treat a lot of people like they might have a spiritual malady because I have one and I can coincide with that. That way, I don't feel like I'm calling them names because I really don't like that. That person's sick. It's like saying a person is toxic. That's name calling. It's name calling. Well, they're crazy. Name calling. See, it just doesn't work for me. Now, do we want to call them mentally ill? What do we? Let's just go with spiritual malady because really that's what it is. Okay. In this book, you will read again and again that faith did for us what we could not do for ourselves. Yeah, it's going to be put into your head time and time again. We need that because our forgetters work real well. Right? We hope you are convinced now that God can remove whatever self-will has blocked you off from him. If you have already made a decision and an inventory of your grosser handicaps, you have made a good beginning. Notice it's always a beginning. That being, you have swallowed and digested some big chunks of truth about yourself. Okay? Yeah, if you've been through your fourth and fifth step, man, tell you what, you should be proud of yourself because most people will not do that. Most people, a lot of people need to get to a point where life is just so bad that they need to do something about it. All right. I need glasses and I can't read that chat from there, so let's get the chat here. I had to stop using men after I did this inventory. Hard thing to do. Yeah, it was, I didn't quite get here. And here's the thing. I think here's part of it too, is every person that you talk to that comes into the program, if they're a woman, they will say, I find it easier to talk to men. Okay? Women will say, or men will say, I find it easier to, hi sis. I find it easier, now I got thrown off, to talk with women. Okay? What that is, okay, and I'm going to tell you, as far as sponsorship goes, sponsor people, okay? There's just not enough. And I'm seeing plenty of people getting a great program with women sponsoring men and some men sponsoring women. There's a flush of women coming in right now because AA is kind of changed to this emotional state, right? And men don't really want to get into that. So there's this, thing. Okay, what it comes down to, okay, is men. You need to get some men friends. Okay? You got to learn how to get along with men. You are a man. And things are a little different. Things are a little different. Okay? If you're a woman, then you're in luck. Because AA is full of great women with great sobriety. Because they've caught on to this emotional sobriety. Understanding that that I cannot utilize other people for my happiness. I cannot use other people for my own emotional state. Okay? I can no longer say, my mom did this and now I'm angry, so I'm going to go drink. That is no longer available to me. Why? Because I forgave my mother. All this stuff are all our excuses to drink. We're just taking them away. That's why it no longer becomes an option for you. Yeah, and that was it. My experience with sponsoring a woman that used to be sponsored by men is that they say there were things they were embarrassed to tell them and held them back. And that's where I get the fear. Now, when I have a female that I am sponsoring, I'm willing to do up to the first 3 steps. Okay? But from there, I'm going to help you find a female sponsor. I do that for myself. Okay? I will help. But she's right. There are some things you're probably not going to say to me. Okay? Not only that, but for men, if a woman starts crying, oh man, we're done. But you start crying with another woman, they're going to go, I ain't buying it. And there is a difference. Now, that doesn't mean that men and women can't help each other. But let's remember there are little nuances. Okay? There are some things here. There's, like my sister's here, Amber's here. There are some things I would never say around you two that I would say with no problem around a man. Yeah, that's true. So let's keep that in mind. Maybe that 5th step needs to be done with a woman or something. Just keep an eye out. But what does that have to do with a guard against a slip? Everything. It has everything to do with it. Because what you're doing is you're expelling more of that bullshit so that you can be closer to God. That's what it's about. All we're doing is removing everything that doesn't help us get closer to the sunlight of the Spirit. After that, it's just joy and living life. So, all right. So I'm going to make a phone call. I'm going to be talking to her. Her name is Andrea. And She is the vice president of Faces of Fentanyl. We're going to bring her on. We're going to do a podcast. We're going to start doing some podcasting. I'm bringing on a new series for fentanyl and fentanyl awareness and prevention. It's going to be educational, but they're doing a very good job, and I would like to help them out. I love you too. Go ruin more drinking careers. I love you. See, my sister does the same thing I do. I would hate to see what happened. You put us two in a room. It's never happened. You know what? Fuck that. I'm gonna make up some money. I'm coming out to Cali. I'm gonna do it. Bye. I love you. All right. Yeah. Now I'm gonna wrap it up because I know people got to get to work and stuff. So, thank you everybody for being here and supporting me. There's some great things coming up. There really is. Okay. I love you all. Peace out and have a day.